Hey me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. So I'm here today with a couple of things really, but firstly, I just wanted to share with you a shop, an Etsy shop, because Louise, the lovely Louise, who's a subscriber of mine, sent me a message. It was one day last week actually, saying that she would like to make a bag for me to put my tarot tiles in. I'll just grab them. So these are my tarot tiles by Jamie Sawyer, which I love and adore. I did do a video showing these. It is my most extravagant purchase today. These are the 1909 version. But they do need to be able to work with them. And ironically, Becca mentioned this in her chat last night, you know, how do you pull them? How do you cast them? And I was saying that I really needed kind of a big drawstring bag to be able to put these in so that I can then just easily, you know, draw a tarot tiles. That 8 of Wands keeps coming up this week. It's uncanny. So yeah, so the lovely Louise contacted me and she said, can I make you a bag? And she wouldn't let me buy it, but I did say that I would promote her Etsy shop, which is called Crystal Haven UK on Etsy. All one word, Crystal Haven UK. I will link all the information below. And she asked me to have a look at her shop, and she had some beautiful items on there. And one of them was this gorgeous bag with the lovely colours. I think it had like the labyrinth type design on it. And I said to her, either, you know, because she said, you choose the design. I said, either the Hermit on it or the Hermit's Cave written on it, or this particular bag with the colours. And she said, I'll throw in the bag as well, which was just really lovely. So try not to set things on fire. Here we have the sticker, look, Crystal Haven. So it's Crystal Haven UK is the shop. And the bag, obviously it couldn't be a standard tarot size bag because they would be too clunky and you wouldn't be able to you know, have the space to get your hand in and have a good rummage around the tiles before selecting however many you want to read. Oh, everything is wrapped so beautifully. So we have something here that says Crystal Haven. When a beam of white sunlight enters a prism, it is split up into a spectrum, a bit like a rainbow, promoting colourful, positive energies around the space. Oh yes, and she does sun catchers as well, and the most lovely sun catchers. So I think she's popped one in, judging by that. I hate tearing through the tissue paper, but oh wow, this is very generous. Oh, look at that. Look at the beautiful colours that are coming off it already. Let's open this up so we can have a look. Yes, you know I was using my teeth then off camera. That is gorgeous. Oops, sorry, I just knocked the camera. Wow, look at that. So we've got this gorgeous elephant's head and then this beautiful crystal with the most amazing colours. Well, it's actually 4 crystals together, but look how beautiful that is. And then these crystals, they're like Swarovski crystals, aren't they? They're really beautiful. And then at this end, I mean, you could actually use this as a pendulum as well. There's this beautiful little feather, but that is gorgeous. Really gorgeous. I love it. If we set it against a dark background, you might see a little bit clearer just how beautiful this is. This really catches the light. Wow. That is stunning. And these are all handmade in her shop. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Really nice. Okay, so we've got a little thing here that says Louise. I think this might be drawing, actually. I think she said she drew something. Wow, look at this. This is Ace of Wands. And then it has got some writing on the back. For Simon, November the 9th, 2020. Go for it, Louise. Oh, so she's drew the Ace of Wands for me. Okay, so I think with the size, this is going to be the custom made bag. So they can be custom made as well as what she's got. Oh, wow, look at this. The Hermit's Cave. Wow. This is gorgeous. Look at the quality. And this has come really quick, you know. I think it was posted just yesterday. I love these little cards. So it says Etsy.com shop, Crystal Haven, UK, creating treasures by hand worldwide. And it's Louise at Crystal Haven. So I'll just pop that there so you can see that. I'll keep that out somewhere. I have a feel I'll be making more purchases. But this is beautiful. So just take the little protectors off. The attention to detail is wonderful. Oh, look at them. Oh, I love them. Wow, I love the font as well. And she did ask what my favourite colours were. And I said I love reds and purples and golds. And the combinations that I love together, they are lined. Look how beautiful this lining is. She's got a... Oh, even the label, look, is her logo. And washing instructions. This is quality. Absolute beautiful, beautiful quality. I love the fabric. Stunning. So as you can see, this comfortably takes all my tarot tiles. So this is perfect for that. I absolutely love it. Wonderful. And then we have this extra one that she's popped in as well. And just look at that. How beautiful is that? Wow. We've got a little note here. Thank you so much for your support, Simon. Best wishes, Louise. Love that little butterfly. Pop it there. And yeah, this is gorgeous. Again, we've got the gold stitch. I love this blue, this colour blue. Take off these little bobbles, ties are really unique as well, really lovely. That's gorgeous. I'll have to think of a deck to pop that in. To pop in there, I should say. Again, oh, look at the lining. Really nice. We've got the label. Such good quality. So, Louise, thank you so much. And everyone, please do check out the shop, Crystal Haven UK on Etsy. There is tons of stuff on there. And these are all handmade items. And they're just wonderful. Just gonna have a sup of coffee. So the second thing that I wanted to show is a little package that came today. from my friend Justin Michael, because he's helped me out by getting a deck that I wanted to get, and he contacted me and said, look, I'm ordering one, do you want me to order one? And it's the 1909 what is it called? Not the I want to say 1909 revived, but that's an old Chinese deck that I bought about 3 years ago. I think it's 1909 rendition or something like that, but we'll have a look. So I've just opened this up, and there's some Palo Santo in there, which, oh, I love the smell of Palo Santo, so that can go with my little collection here. He's put a card in, which is a Van Gogh, and a little note which I'll read off camera. But yeah, so I think this cost £40 or $40, something like that, I sent. But he was really sweet and generous. He wouldn't charge me for the postage. He said he wanted to, you know, for me to just pay for the deck, and he would cover postage costs as a thank you for coming on my channel, which he didn't need to do that. This is interesting. So it's showing the design backs and, oh, how to make this box. That's interesting. Now, the reason why I wanted this, because you've heard me mention before, I've got the Study Deck for Tarot course, which is a replica of the 1910 RWS, which is referred to as the PAM-A. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit confusing, because this deck, which is the 1909, is often referred to as the PAM-A, but that's incorrect. So even on, I've just showed you the tarot tiles, it will say 1909 PAM-A. The PAM-A is the 1910, which in my opinion is the better quality deck. However, the 1909 deck was out for a few months, and it's the one with the roses and lily back, the blue and white roses and lilies back. And for whatever reason, it was pulled after a few months, and then they came out in 1910 with what's referred to as the PAM-A RWS deck. So I'm going to pause and just put this in order. I'm not going to do a full side by side, but you're going to want to see the difference, because from what I've seen so far, there's quite a difference in terms of colour tones and things like that. Okay, so I've put the study deck in order, well, my sort of order, and then you'll see here this is just a folded piece of card, really, as it showed on the diagram. It opens from the side. What? Oh, I was like, what? It's black and white. Maybe Pixie didn't colour the cards after all. It looks like that's some extra cards. So you can see it's just, you know, it's folded card. This one I have in a tin, and I love it. So I should really look to get a tin for this one. Melissa, if you're watching. Okay, so what are these? So we've got a close-up of the Empress. I'm not quite sure what that is. The World. Okay, then we start with our Fool. In terms of thickness, because I've heard the cardstock is different. Let's get this. Yeah, the study deck is thicker. You can see the colour differences here. Like, yeah, this is from Mate Playing Cards, and the cardstock is really nice. This is a little thin, but it's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. Let's just have a look what we've got here then. So we've got these extra cards. Oh, that's got different backs. Okay, so we've got the 1909 art restoration deck. That's what this is called. And then we've got some information on the back. So this is the full card, and on the back, I won't read it all, but it says the 1909 Roses and Lilies deck was the first ever Rider-Waite deck created. It was the deck from which the entire lineage of the Rider-Waite decks was born. It is the most historically significant and the most authoritative Rider-Waite deck of all. The Roses and Lilies decks contain the original imagery, now widely recognizable as the RWS tarot cards, which all later decks reproduce from, including the 1910 Pame version, which is this one, that immediately followed. It is said that only 5 copies of the 1909 deck are known to exist today. Could you imagine being one of those 5? As the original plates were destroyed in World War II. Now, the 1909 Art Restoration deck is a 2020 perfect replica of the legendary 1909 Roses and Lilies deck. The idea is to restore the 1909 deck with the same treatment of historical art with minimal editing to preserve a maximum level of original details. And it goes on. It talks here about, this is a note on the restoration methodology, and then a little bit about history. So these are really nice additional cards, actually. I thought there was just art cards, but it's nice that we get some information on the back. So this is the original. I like the fact that they're off center as well, because the original decks were. In fact, even if you buy 70s decks like the Hoi Polloi, they were off center. Make sure this is in shot. There is a lovely feel to these. They do have, they're not as saturated as the Pame, but they're great. I'm loving they're very sort of, they feel vintagey, but the print quality, you know, you still got some little blemishes and marks. We've got the oh shit squiggle on the sun, so the little errors are still in there as well. But yeah, this is lovely. And as it said, these are the Roses and Lily backs, which if you buy the original RWS, you know, the one that's everybody despises in this community, with the exception of Chris, because it was his first deck, but they were, they used the Roses and Lilies back as well, but they're very blotchy. They're not as crisp as this. But this really does have a feel of an old vintage deck. So when you compare these with the Pame, which, you know, if there's only 5 of these in existence today, and these were pulled after a couple of months in 2009, in 1909, this is what replaced it. And this is on, there's an eBay copy of the original Pame at the minute for like £2,500, which, you know, you can only dream. But look at the difference. There's quite a difference when it comes to, this has a more vivid, bright yellow, whereas this is more like a mustard yellow. It's darker in tone, especially when you look at the rocks and the tunic. Oh, there's a glare from the light. We don't want that. Let's see if we can avoid that, so you get a good look. Oops. I mean, they're both gorgeous, but what a difference, because this is as close you're going to get of any deck out there at the moment to the Pame, and you know, these are purporting to be as close as a replica as you're going to get to the original RWS. But look at the difference. There's something about the cracklebacks that I really love. Cracklebacks are one of my favourite card backs. I just think they're just really nice. I've never been that enamoured with the roses and lilies. I've got an appreciation for it now, but I think it's because it reminds me of the Ultimate Rider Waite, the bog standard one that's out there at the moment. And because, you know, the print quality of that deck is so poor, it kind of reminds me of that. So here for the Hermit, I really like this version of the Hermit. It is lighter, it's not as dark. Oh, this is amazing to have both of these. Just look at the difference. It's almost like this is the middle of the day and this is like twilight. The skin tone is very different. So that's printed quite off center, whereas it's not there. Here we have our world. I won't show all the minors as well because you get the idea now. But look at the colour change, the tone. So much lighter. So let's just move on a bit. Let's go to the next ace. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the bright yellows in the RWS. You can't say that about this study deck. It's very much sort of a mustard yellow, whereas it's very bright here in the Four of Wands. Okay. I could play with RWS decks all day. I am so happy right now. I'm in my element. So here's our Ace of Swords. I love the grainy texture of the sky in the two here. I mean, we have a difference of an orange heart and a red heart, basically. Then we'll just go to our Ace of Pentacles. You can really tell the difference in the aces. So for me, it's not really a case of which one do I prefer, because I have literally now a couple of dozen, if not 3 dozen different iterations of, you know, the RWS. I don't mean decks that follow an RWS system. I mean actual, you know, these type of decks, Pixie's original artwork. So it's not a case of which I prefer, because they are both wonderful as historic replicas. I love the fact that I've got a deck that is so close to the Pame, and now I've got a deck that, you know, is an exact replica, purports to be an exact replica of the 1909. It is hard to prove that, because if there's only 5 decks out there in the whole world in existence, or it is believed to be that way, then it just takes somebody to sit down with it and, you know, who's got it, and have a look. But I think it's a fantastic job. Yeah, cardstock would be, if it was on the cardstock of Make Playing Cards, then it would be a little bit better, but it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be from what I'd heard, so I'm pleasantly surprised as well. But you can see that there is a, you know, this one is thicker by probably 5 cards, so not a huge amount. So yeah, 1909 replica and 1910 replica. This one, I'll try and find out a link below where it's available. I've forgotten, because as I said, I bought it via my friend Justin in America, who got it for me. But if you was to Google the 1909 restoration deck, you would find it. The 1909 art restoration deck, it comes up, and this is the tarot deck for study course, which is available on Make Playing Cards. So both wonderful. Thank you for watching, and Louise, thank you again for your beautiful gifts, your bags and your dream catcher. You're so generous and so kind, and do check out her shop, everybody. Until next time, go in peace, namaste, and blessed be.